Hello students, this is Mr. Lalit Chintamani, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department, R.S. Sapat College of Engineering, Management Studies and Research, Nasik. From today, I am going to start online video lecture series on heat transfer subject. Lecture will be of 20 to 30 minutes. Watch each session carefully. Prepare your own handwriting notes. After end of each lecture, I will share a quiz link regarding questions on covered topic. Attempting to this question quiz will be treated as your attendance, and feel free to ask any queries. So now let's start with lecture number 1. In this lecture, we are going to discuss syllabus structure, course objectives, course outcomes, and the books to be referred to prepare this heat transfer subject. So welcome to heat transfer course. Let us first look at what is mean by transfer. Transfer involves momentum of certain quantities due to interaction of system with surrounding. Already in thermodynamics, you have dealt with these words system and surrounding. System may be anything like refrigerator, IC engine, compressor, etc. Now here I have shown water which is kept in a vessel which get heated with this heating element. Now this will represent a system. Now what drives the transfer process, or what is the driving force for transfer process? The driving force is the temperature difference if it is heat transfer. So temperature difference drives the heat transfer process. So the question immediately arises that what causes the driving force? The driving force may be actually natural. So for this case, whatever interaction, energy interaction that will take place between this system to surrounding, so it is occurring in natural way, or it may be engineered depending upon the system. So here we are heating this water with the help of external fuel. So here the driving force is what it is, engineered one. So what are the important transport process? This can be momentum transport, this can be heat transport, or this can be mass transport. These three are actually similar in some nature, and therefore they are related and analogous to each other. So we will see in this subject primarily the heat transfer process. We will focus primarily on heat transfer process. Now let's look at the syllabus structure of heat transfer process. So this heat transfer subject, as per the university syllabus, it has 150 marks total. 30 marks are allotted for in-sem exam, 70 marks are allotted for end-sem exam, and remaining 50 marks are allotted for practical exam. So total credit allotted is 5, 4 for theory exam and 1 for practical exam. So now let's say the course objectives and course outcomes of the subject. Remember, syllabus of any subject, it is structured on course objectives and course outcomes. Course objectives defines what you are going to learn in the subject, and course outcome defines what you are going to gain after learning this subject. So now let's see the course objectives. So first course objective is identify the important modes of heat transfer and their applications. So what are the different modes of heat transfer and how you will quantify them? So this is our first objective. Second one is formulate and apply the general three-dimensional heat conduction equation. So we are going to see the different forms of different governing equations for conduction. First of all, we are going to see the three-dimensional heat conduction equation, and then we are going to observe the different forms. Next course objective is analyze the thermal system with internal heat generation and lump heat capacitance. So here we are going to see the thermal system with internal heat generation, and also we are going to see the analysis of lump heat capacitance system. Next course objective is understand the mechanisms of convective heat transfer. So convection mode of heat transfer also we are going to see. Next course objective is determine the radiative heat transfer between surface. So next mode of heat transfer is radiation. So that also we are going to analyze. And last one is describe the various two-phase heat transfer phenomena and execute the effectiveness and rating of heat exchanger. So we are going to analyze the heat exchangers after getting knowledge related to modes of heat transfer. So this is all about the course objectives. Now after satisfying all the course objectives, that means after completing the syllabus, so you can able to analyze the various modes of heat transfer and you can implement them to basic conduction equation for steady one-dimensional thermal system. Then you can implement the general heat conduction equation to thermal system with and without internal heat generation and transient heat conduction. And you can able to analyze the heat transfer rate in natural and forced convection, and you can evaluate through experimental investigation. Next course outcome that you will observe after completing the syllabus is what? You can interpret heat transfer by radiation between objects with simple geometries. And last course outcome is what? The you can analyze the heat transfer equipment and you can investigate their performance. Now let's see the syllabus. So total 6 units we are going to learn. So unit number 1 dealt with introduction and basic concept. So in introduction and basic concepts we are going to see 3 modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection, radiation shortly. Then we are going to observe boundary and initial conditions. So for to analyze any system in heat transfer, so what are the boundary and initial condition that we are going to observe? Then we are going to deal with this one-dimensional steady state heat conduction without heat generation. So we are going to see this one-dimensional steady state heat conduction equation for plane wall, for cylinder and for sphere. Now in introduction we are going to deal with this also. What is the difference between thermodynamics and heat transfer? So in second year we have dealt with this thermodynamic subject. Now this heat transfer is just extension to that thermodynamic subject, right? Now what exactly the difference between these two subjects, that also we are going to see. Let's see the unit number 2. Title of unit number 2 is one-dimensional steady state heat conduction with heat generation. Actually this unit number 2, it comprises 2 different parts. In part A we are going to analyze the system with heat generation, and in second part we are going to see heat transfer through extended surfaces, right? Now what are system we are going to deal in unit number 1? So they are the system without heat generation, but here in unit number 2 we are going to deal with system with heat generation. So observe this figure. So here I have shown a fan which is installed over this microprocessor of computer, right? So this represents system with internal heat generation. Also we have an example for system with internal heat generation. It is nuclear reactor, right? So how one can analyze such system, so that we are going to study in this, and we are going to see the heat transfer through extended surface. So if plane wall is there, so what will be the rate of heat transfer, and for same area if I attach fins, so what will be the effect on heat transfer, so that we are going to observe in unit number 2. Unit number 3. So the title of unit number 3 is thermal insulation and transient heat conduction, right? So we are going to see the different types, classification of thermal insulation, what is the purpose of thermal insulation, right? And we are going to see this transient heat conduction phenomena. So what is meant by transient heat conduction phenomena, right? Now in unit number 1 and unit number 2 we are going to deal with steady state heat conduction, but here we are going to observe transient heat conduction. Title of unit number 4 is force convection and natural convection. Now unit number 1, 2 and 3 they are devoted for conduction phenomena, conduction mode of heat transfer. Now in unit number 4 we are going to deal with convection mode of heat transfer. In that we are going to see force convection and natural convection. Now observe these two figures. So this represents force convection phenomena. So here external source we are using, and here naturally heat transfer is taking place, right, with this convection mode. So that's why it is called as natural convection, and it is, this one is called as force convection. So in detail we are going to observe this force convection and natural convection separately. In unit number 5 we are going to deal with this radiation mode of heat transfer. So radiation, so you may be familiar with this word radiation, right? So how one can analyze this radiation phenomena for different systems, so that we are going to see in unit number 5. Unit number 6 title is heat transfer equipment, right? So after learning these 3 different modes of heat transfer, so we are going to apply them to this heat transfer equipments, right? So this topic is totally new for you, right? So this is all about the syllabus that we are going to cover in heat transfer subject. To prepare this subject, the books to be referred. Now we can categorize these books into these two classes, textbook and reference book. You can refer Incroprera David. So title of book is Fundamentals of Heat Transfer, Heat and Mass Transfer. So it is John Wiley publication. So this is called as Bible of Heat Transfer. So you can refer this book also, or you can refer this Angel and Gajjar. So title of that book is Heat and Mass Transfer, Fundamental and Applications. Or you can refer this Indian author book, that is P.K. Nag, Heat and Mass Transfer. So all these books they are available in our college library in ample quantities, right? And for reference book you may refer this Holman. Title of book is Fundamentals of Heat and Mass Transfer, and publication is Micro Hill publication, right? So okay with this. So in this lecture we have dealt with the syllabus structure, then we have seen the syllabus in detail and the books. Thank you.